So at the start of October, we had episodes 32 and 33 of King-Ohger. These episodes were a crossover between Kyoryuger, as the show is celebrating its 10th anniversary in 2023. Now, I had never seen Kyoryuger before in my entire life. I'd seen Dino Charge and Dino Supercharge, and those seasons of Power Rangers I fairly enjoy. I know they're mixed amongst the fandom. Some people love them, some people hate them, but I enjoyed Dino Charge. Dino Supercharge, not so much. But its Sentai counterpart, I had never... So after watching the crossover between King-Ohger and Kyoryuger, I was won over. I went to the Cat website, found some good quality episodes, and started the watch. And once I got through that introductory arc introducing our heroes, I was hooked and I started binging. It only took me roughly about 2 weeks to watch the entire series. Now, as of the time of writing this script for notes and talking points and talking into the mic and uploading this video to YouTube, I haven't seen the movies yet. I haven't seen 100 Years Later, the musical one, or the Go Busters Versus movie. But I'm definitely going to check out the Go Busters Versus movie because that was adapted into Power Rangers for the Grid Connection crossover, and I want to compare the two. That's the one thing I want to compare, just see who did it better. I probably know what the answer is going to be, but now that I've seen Kyoryuger, I haven't seen Go Busters, but now that I've seen the sort of like this Dino series, I want to check out that crossover. So this video isn't going to be a super long detailed essay. It's just going to be me talking to the mic, stuff I liked about the series, stuff I didn't like about the series, and we'll go from there. So one thing I really want to talk about is these suits. These suits look lovely. They're somewhat very simple, but that's what I feel like I like about them. I like the sash in the middle with the teeth, the emblem on the emblem on them, the shoulder pad too, they look great. And then the helmets, I really like the helmets. The helmets have some really good attention to detail to them, because some will have teeth on them, some won't have teeth on them, and I feel like that's meant to be sort of like what their dinosaurs are based on, like the carnivores and the herbivores and stuff like that. That's why some have teeth, some don't have teeth. I could be wrong, I could be spitballing, but I think that's what's behind sort of like the helmet design when it comes to the dinosaurs for those Rangers. But these are some really nice dinosaur looking suits, and once again, this is like a Dinosaur Sentai base team that has some really good clean suits, and the Kyoryuger suits look really freaking great. Not only that, the Zords and the mechs as well. I really love the main Zord, or the main mech they use in Kyoryuger. It looks really freaking fantastic. I mean, it's a 3-mech combo, but it can change out, it can change pieces. That's really cool. I love it when Sentai does that with their mechs, where there's like only like a couple of them, or there's one big main one, and then they change pieces. I really freaking enjoy that. And when we get the big final mech, I really enjoy that design as well. But there's one thing I also do love about this series as well, and that is the music. The music slaps really hard for this series. The insert songs as well. The insert songs are fantastic. When Carnival Mode plays, the Gold Rangers theme is really great. There's a lot of good themes in here. Not only that, when they summon Gingand Brachicus, I believe, that theme slaps really hard when you just hear the chanting. And then you've got the episode where you've got like all the civilians chanting as well. That was great as well. So let's talk about the Rangers. This series has 10 Rangers. I've known about for the longest time due to Dino Charge and the internet. And although this series has 10 Rangers, those Rangers are extra Rangers. So Violet, Grey, Scion, Silver, those are extra Rangers to me. And although they have their story arcs and they're introduced fairly on into the show, like Scion was introduced in like episode 5, I think, which was something I had no idea about because I had not seen the series. I know that like Tyler's dad's like that color in Supercharge and he shows up near the end, but I had no idea that like those Spirit Rangers would be showing up that early in the show. And they do play an important role. Like, you have Violet, she has a character arc, and not only that, you get to meet the Doctor. The Doctor was a lot of fun, voiced by Shigeru Chiba, who's done a lot of anime voices, which was really great as well. He was a lot of fun on screen to see, just his, like, screeching, his laugh, he really got into that role. That was great to see. But not only that, like, the Silver arc with the Silver Ranger in this show as well was great as well. That was a hype moment as well, like 2 hype moments for those Silver Rangers, which I don't know if I'm going to spoil too much about the story for people who haven't seen it, but the story I did like, and the villains I really enjoyed as well. I knew the villains, like the suits, I know a lot from Dino Charge and Dino Supercharge because I watched that first, but I was able to sort of detach myself from those Power Ranger villains and get immersed with these villains in the show, like characters like Dugolg and stuff like that. They were great. I'm glad that each of the villains was sort of based on an emotion, and they went through a story arc as well. Like Ian's tied to the villain of sorrow, the villain of sadness. That was great as well, like how he had ties to that villain from all those years back, and then in the finale he has a moment as well, and it was a really like heartwarming moment as well. And then you have Dugolg and Uchi, that was great as well. And then you've got Lucky Roo and Candelella, I believe her name is. She was great as well. Like, she was great as well. I thought she'd get annoying. She was annoying in some parts, but I really enjoyed that character as well. Like, the villains were fantastic in this show. And just like the Rangers themselves, even the villains have some really great, fantastic suits. I really enjoy the villain suits that we see in this show. Like, they look freaking great. Like, the main villain, who, I can't remember his name, D-Boss? No, D-Boss was the plan. Lord Chaos, I believe his name was, like, Chaos Lord. He has a fantastic suit, and when he sort of merges with the main villain, like, he looks really freaking great as well. Like, he had some really good form changes as well in this show as well. Like, even seeing sort of like evil counterparts for certain characters and their suits, they looked fantastic as well. I really enjoyed them as well. So, I feel like you're going to talk about the elephant in the room, Daigo. So, one thing a lot of people said whenever I brought up this show, whether it be on Twitter, community posts and stuff like that, people are saying, I don't like Daigo. Daigo's a Mary Sue. Daigo steals the spotlight. He's got God mode on. He's always winning. He can't be stopped. And Daigo, I didn't hate. I feel like people thought I was going to hate Daigo, but I didn't. I know I haven't seen a lot of Super Sentai series, and a lot of people say, like, the transition between, like, the previous Reds to Daigo is kind of weird, because Daigo's this very cheerful, happy-go-lucky Red Ranger, and I get that, but Daigo, I just feel like that's part of his charm. He's very go-lucky, he's very happy, he's very positive, he keeps the team together. He calls himself king, but he's never self-centered, he's never arrogant. He does have that moment where he's like, oh, he has to sort of find his weakness, and sort of, that's the reason why he has to leave the team. And then he has that moment as well, that was great. But then you have the moment where he's going berserk, like in the T-Rex form, and everyone comes together to protect him. That was a really great moment as well. Like, he had the team going on their sort of rendezvous to protect him. And then sort of like his power-up incorporates his teammates, which is great as well. I like that as well. And when Daigo was doing that final battle in the finale, like, I was cheering for him, especially when they played the theme coming in, and he's fighting the main bad guy. That was great, like, that was great. Like, Daigo, I can understand where a lot of people are coming from when they say he gets too much attention, he gets too much focused, but Daigo sort of like being the Red Ranger is sort of like tied into like the story element with the Earth's melody and the mystery going on around him. Like his dad was like a big mystery as well. And I was wondering if that was sort of mirroring Dino Charge, but Daigo wasn't really out to find his dad. His dad would show up, and Daigo's dad is a freaking badass where he just one-punch mans people. That was great. Like, I really enjoyed that. Those moments were really cool as well. But Daigo, I didn't hate. I think people saying that you're gonna hate Daigo, I tried thinking, will I dislike this character, but I didn't. I can understand where where a lot of people were coming from, saying like other Rangers need some spotlight, and the characters do have their own spotlight in this episode. Like, Ian has his story arc near the end. He might have needed a couple more focus episodes around him. The Green Ranger, Soji, I believe, he probably has the weakest amount of episodes. He has some good moments with the episodes that focus around him, like the Pillow episode, and he sort of ends up luring Torrens sword style in the end, and then he does it in the finale. That was great. Like, I really enjoyed that stuff. I feel like maybe he could have had a few more episodes. Maybe they could have built a little bit more up on Amy, because she sort of leans on other characters. Like, her moments are sort of like helping Uchi sort of get into the team, and then she sort of fixates on Daigo a fair bit. We've got that. Nobuharu, I feel like Nobuharu had a really good story arc. Like, he tries doing the Superman thing, thinking that he needs to hide his identity, but everyone else sort of lets their identity out in public, but he's the one trying to keep it from his sister, but his sister knew the whole time, which was really nice, and I really enjoyed, like, the bond that he had with his family, and how he's a family man, and he's making dad jokes and stuff like that, and he's trying to help carry the business and stuff like that, because his sister's fiance died. Like, Nobuharu was great. Like, I really enjoyed Nobuharu. He was fantastic. I don't know if I called him Daigo during that spiel back then, but Nobuharu was great. I really enjoyed him. No-san. He was great. Uchi was great as well, a Sixth Ranger. I thought they'd do like a fish out of water for him for his focus episodes. He does have moments like that, but I feel like they play it off really well. But he was great as well. I really enjoyed him. He was fantastic as well. And then the mentor was a really great mentor as well. I really enjoyed the mystery and the backstory between him and the other characters. He was great as well. But overall, Kyoryuger I really enjoyed. Like, I enjoyed watching this Sentai from start to finish. I thought I would sort of get fatigued from watching it, but I managed to pull through, and I watched it within like the span of 2 weeks, like all 48 episodes, and this was a great series. Like, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it, go check it out, and you'll definitely enjoy it. There's a lot to love about this series, the character, the action, the music, the fight choreography. This is a fun series, and I can understand why everyone loves this Sentai, why everyone speaks highly of this Sentai. And watching it from start to finish, I really freaking enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to be checking out the movies when I can, and maybe I'll come back and talk about them in a later video. I'm definitely going to be talking about the dinosaur crossover, that is for sure. I'll probably make that its own separate video, but I thought I'd needed to make this rambling video, need to make this podcast, whatever you want to call it, podcast, talking into the void video with with like an image in the background about this series. But this series was great. I really enjoyed it. And I don't know what Sentai series I'm going to watch next. It might be a Rider series, it might be a different Sentai series. Maybe I'll go back and watch Go Busters, because I really enjoyed Beast Morphers, and I want to see what Go Busters is about, but we'll find out. Like, I haven't seen Tokyuger. Tokyuger's one that people talk highly about, or Lupat. I don't know. If you've got any Sentai suggestions, leave something in the comment section down below, even if it's like Showa era, I'll go back and watch that, or early Heisei era, I'll go back and check that out. But yeah, I really enjoyed Kyoryuger, and I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling about it for however long this video is. And if this video does well, it does well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I really enjoyed this series, and thank you everyone for telling me to check it out, and I'm glad that King-Ohger did the crossover, or I probably wouldn't watch the series. So with that said, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, take care, and bye.